My name is Emma. I want to tell you my story. It's a story of love, mistakes, and learning to find my own strength. I was a shy kid. I didn't talk much in class, and I didn't have many close friends. My parents were really strict. They had a lot of rules about what I could and couldn't do. They weren't big on me hanging out with friends or having hobbies. They wanted me to focus on my studies, and I mostly stayed home. I wished I could play outside more like the other kids, but my parents always told me to stay inside. Because of this, I didn't go to preschool or kindergarten. When I finally started school, I felt nervous. I thought to myself, how am I going to talk to anyone? But I made a few friends. I was still pretty quiet in class, and when I was with my friends, I always told myself, be quiet, be safe. I really wanted to join the art club and maybe try out for a sports team. I loved drawing, but my parents wouldn't let me. Concentrate on your schoolwork, they'd say. Art isn't important. After high school, I went to college. That's where I met Ryan. He was tall, funny, and always cracking jokes. He made me laugh a lot. He'd say things like, "You're so beautiful, Emma." I felt really special when I was around him. We would talk for hours and he told me, "You're my best friend." I wanted to get my degree and find a good job after college, but Ryan didn't really like that idea. He'd say, "Why do you need a degree? You can just marry me. I'll take care of you." I was only 18 and totally in love. I thought Ryan would always be there for me. He asked me to marry him, saying, "Let's start a family together." So, I dropped out of college. I gave up on my dreams. I thought love was more important than school. In the beginning, everything was great. We were really happy. It was interain, pal, share. We had a daughter, and we named her Lily. She was such a sweet baby. But things started to change. Ryan started telling me what I could and couldn't do. He started telling me, "You can't wear those clothes." He didn't like my tattoos, or when I cut my hair short. He wanted me to change the way I looked. He also wanted me to stop hanging out with my friends, telling me, "You don't need them. Stay home with Lily." Ryan started coming home late a lot. He'd say, I was just out with the guys. I felt lonely. I wanted to talk to him, but he wasn't listening. One night, he got really angry and started yelling at me, telling me I wasn't a good wife. I was so hurt and started crying. Then one day, Ryan hit me. I couldn't believe it. I was scared and cried all night. I wanted to leave him, but I was afraid. I went to my parents for help, but they wouldn't listen. They told me, "You're married now. You need to stay with your husband and make it work." So, I went back to Ryan telling myself that things would get better. I ended up getting pregnant again. This time, I had a son. We named him Jake, and he looked just like me. I loved him so much. Ryan didn't even come to the hospital when Jake was born. When I got home with the baby, he was mad at me for being home so soon. It really hurt. Then I found out Ryan had a girlfriend. He didn't even try to hide it. He told me, "She loves me more than you do." I felt worthless and insignificant. I wanted to leave, but I didn't know how. I had no money, and I had 2 kids to take care of. One day, Ryan joined the army. He left me with the kids and told me, "You can handle it." I cried every day. During this time, my father passed away, and my mom moved to another country. I felt completely alone. Ryan called me from the army. He said, "I met someone new." I was shocked. When I asked him why, he told me that he was happier with her. 3 months later, Ryan called again, saying he'd made a mistake and asked me to take him back. I still loved him, so I said, okay. We tried to fix our marriage, but Ryan didn't change. He still hurt me with his words. Now, we've been married for 16 years. Ryan tries to be better sometimes, but he still says hurtful things. I often think about my life and wonder why I forgave him so many times and why I stayed. I'm 33 years old now. I'm not the same person I used to be. I'm stronger, but I feel tired. Sometimes I feel like I don't even exist. I want to believe in a better life. I want to find happiness for myself and my kids. Every morning, I wake up early and look at my kids. They're the reason I keep going. I still need. Lily is 8 now, and she loves drawing and singing. Jake is 4 and loves playing with cars and laughing loudly. I tell myself, be strong for them. I knows I make them breakfast and pack Lily's lunch for school. Jake stays home with me. I feel empowerment when he was persevere. But some days are really hard. I feel tired and sad, and I ask myself, how did my life turn out like this? One day, my neighbor knocked on my door. Her name is Sarah. She smiled and asked if I wanted to come over for tea. I wanted to say no because I was afraid Ryan would get angry, but I went. I needed someone to talk to. Sarah listened to me and told me I wasn't alone. Her words made me cry. I didn't feel so alone anymore. Sarah had a great idea. She suggested I start working from home. I thought about it. Ryan didn't want me working, but maybe I could do something small. So, I started baking cakes and selling them. It was hard at first, and I wasn't sure if I could do it, but I worked hard. My cakes were good, and people started ordering more. For the first time in years, I felt proud of myself. I thought, I can do this. One day, Ryan came home angry. He yelled, "Why are you baking? You don't need to work." I looked at him and told him that I needed to do this for myself and for the kids. I wasn't going to stop. Ryan was shocked and didn't say anything. I was scared, but I also felt strong. Life didn't change overnight. Ryan still gets angry sometimes, but I started setting boundaries. I told him that I wouldn't let him hurt me anymore, and that if he ever hit me again, I would leave. He didn't believe me at first, but I stayed strong. I knew I had to protect myself and my children. I also started meeting new people. Sarah introduced me to her friends, who were kind and supportive. I started doing things I used to love. I cut my hair short again and started wearing colorful clothes. I felt like myself again after so long. Lily told me I looked happy, and her words made me smile. Now, I'm thinking about what I want. I want a safe and happy life for my children. I want to feel free. I don't know if Ryan will ever change, but I know I have changed. I'm not the same scared girl I was before. I tell myself that one day I'll find peace. I don't know when, but I believe it will happen. If you're reading my story, I want you to know that you are strong. You can get through hard times. Don't give up on yourself. I hope my story gives someone hope. If you enjoyed the story, please leave a comment and share it with your friends.